Okay, welcome to Our Stories, Our Healing. My name is Ms. D, and I'm the Executive Director of A Vision of Change. I'm also a certified community health worker, and A Vision of Change, we've been around since 1993, and we empower families with strategies that strengthen their resilience while addressing pain that they face on a daily basis. And we also help them to navigate through the different barriers and challenges that they face daily. So we're that community-based, boots on the ground organization. And so today we're going to talk about holidays. Right? The holidays are upon us, and we're going to talk about things we like and also those things that we find stressful during the holidays. So I have two guests with me here today, and I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves to you and also to address or answer that particular question. What do you like about the holidays? And what are those things that you find stressful as well? Karen?
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Karen, and what I like about the holidays, what I love about the holidays is the family gathering. The family coming together and having a good fellowship and having good times and laughing about old stuff, the things that, they remember that I remember, also where the food. Now, the difference is for this holiday, for my family is my sister's normally the cooker. But we always celebrated Thanksgiving at my uncle's and aunt's home. And this year it's different because he's passed on and she's moved out of the family house. And so I think that's the part that's going to be kind of, different this year, as far as feeling, missing the uncle and the aunt, the fellowship of the families coming together from my mother's last brother and so forth. So, but there's nothing that I really don't like about the holidays, but I think that would be the only thing for me is the home, the family house, missing the family house and us all coming together and watching the game. So, yeah.
Missing my local group. Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Bill?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Ms. D, thank you very much for having me here today. My name is Bill Hebel. I am the Client Rights Officer for the Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board. Talking about the holidays, my goodness, I could spend a lot of time with this. I mean, there's so many things to like about it. The lights displays. I mean, there's so many things that we can do that are free or of limited cost. Like Ms. Karen said, the food, oh my goodness, bring me a plate of Christmas cookies and I'm your best friend for life. But and also, like Ms. Karen said, is spending time with family. I mean, that's really really what the holidays are about. But talking about things that are bringing us stress also is spending time with family. We enjoy it, but at the same time, it a lot of times can be a source of stress for us. We're bringing a lot of personalities together, maybe people we don't interact with on a daily basis, and I think we all have those family members that. Interactions are always a little bit difficult and a little bit challenging. We have this vision of what we want the holidays to look like, and we think they're supposed to look like what they show on the Hallmark Channel. And those of us in real life, we realize that that's not a holiday, at least anyone that I've ever experienced. So it's learning to accept the great things that come with it and adapting to some of the challenges as well.
Thank you, Karen and Bill. So how do you cope with the stressors of the holidays, or what tools do you use? Karen, could you?
Well, As I have learned how to cope with the holidays, one of the things that I do when it comes to, I'm the one that comes to the house and do all of the cleaning. Since my sister does all of the cooking, I do all of the cleaning. So then that way, for me, because my sister sometimes she be so stressed and, kind of agitated. So I try to help her. But that's my way of eliminating stress for all of us because I love to clean anyway. So it works out perfect. I don't like cooking. I'll leave all the cooking to her and I'll do all of the cleaning.
Right.
One of the other things that I do for stressor, because my family, they family, so they enjoy themselves, they're still doing a lot of the partying and so forth and so forth. So for me, sometimes I come late. I was told go late and leave early. But I always make sure that I take care of me first before, I really dive in, and that might just be the little bit of self-care before I get to the family. So that's my way of de-stressing myself. I don't go in, with a negative attitude. I'm always at a positive place, so I try to come with a joy versus an attitude, because some of my family, they have attitudes, so I allow them to be who they are and where they are. So it's a few ways that I make sure that I take care of me before indulging with the family and diving in. But one of the main things is me cleaning.
Okay, I got to get you over here. Okay. What about you, Bill?
Oh my goodness, Miss Karen, you just hit the nail on the head there. I'm with Miss Karen. I'll help with the cleaning because you don't want me cooking if you expect the meal to be edible. So I'll happily clean a surface or two before I cook a lot. But Miss Karen's absolutely right. I mean, so self-care is so important. Just because it's the holidays, it doesn't mean we don't have to accept every invitation. We don't have to be present for every event. There's nothing wrong with taking time for ourselves. Certainly we want to be present. We want to be available, when it's comfortable for us to do that. But, if we need to take a moment, like Ms. Karen said, if we need to, come late and leave early, spend a little bit of time for that self-care, that's hugely important. Because really, I mean, as far as the holidays, everybody's there to enjoy themselves, and we're kind of robbing it, for ourselves. We're taking away a little something for ourselves if we're stressing ourselves to the point that we're not enjoying that celebration or we're not enjoying that get together. So, and then also like Ms. Karen said, spending time with those positive people. A lot of times, there are those family members that maybe are known for their negative interactions, and certainly we can do our best to charge through them, but then there's nothing wrong with after that maybe just focusing on all of our time with our positive supports, with those people in our lives that bring us a lot of positivity and build us up, instead of taking us to that negative place. And then also, like Miss Karen talked about, gosh, all the right answers was kind of mentally preparing, taking some time before that event, taking some time before that gathering, a little bit of time for meditation, if we're spiritual, a little bit of time for prayer, however, that moves us, but, taking that little bit of time for that decompression. And then after the event as well, taking that time, kind of like I said before, that self-care, decompress. You can bring that meditation, again, if that's a journey of yours, bring that spirituality back. If that's helpful for you. And there's nothing wrong, during these times with doing things that are, independent. Sometimes one of the things I love to do, I love the lights displays. I love, all of the, giant displays. Sometimes I just like to take a drive on my own, just to go out and take a look. And obviously I'm not looking while I'm driving. I do try to pull over before I, gawk at a display. But, it's one of those where, we're taking that time just to reflect on the holidays and what it means for us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Taking that time with self is so, so important. And that's something that I often want to do too around those times, because, you might want to shed some tears, right? And it's okay to be able to do that. So thanks for that, Bill. And so what what would be your one reminder to listeners as we go into the holiday season? What will be one thing you would want to share with our listeners today?
I like what Bill said as far as we do not have to do all of the events. That's one good reminder to know that just because we have all of these invitations does not mean that we have to explore every invitation, or that we have to obligate ourselves to every event or invite, because sometimes that can be just as much stressful during the holiday time, because I feel like, oh, I got to go over here. Oh, that's right, I was invited over here, and oh wow, I forgot. That's a lot of stress that's added on to my own me adding, thinking that I have to meet everybody's invitation. So that's the one thing that I would really, really like to stress more than anything. You do not have to get to every event. Choose the one that you want to go to, and then be at peace. Be at peace knowing that you didn't go to every event, and enjoy yourself wherever you are. So, and that's one thing that I have to do for myself, because I get invited to a lot of different places, and I can't be at all of them. And I choose not to try to exert myself to be at all of them and then stress myself out. So that's really important for me.
Yes, absolutely, Karen. And then we also want to remember that COVID is still here, right? The Delta variant is still here. So that right there is another stress too, right? Because
Yeah.
we got families who still isolated, who still feel uncomfortable around a lot of people right now too, right? So that's that added stress. COVID brought in so much more stress, right?
Yes,
So we
yes,
definitely
yes.
still want to be mindful when we, doing our family gatherings and things of that nature. So what about you, Bill?
Well, Ms. D, you said something just so terribly important, and that's everything related to COVID. So, I think kind of backtracking just a tad, talking about the things that we enjoy. I think one thing maybe we forget, but we really need to be mindful of this year. If we have those people that we know in our lives, family members, friends, relative, anyone that it might be that we know that are particularly vulnerable, that may be isolated. What a joy for them, if we take the time to reach out. Let them know that they're not alone, express that care, that compassion. We have all this technology available to us. So there's ways that we can make people feel included, even if they have to stay away, from being vulnerable. So very, very important reminder. But I would say the best thing to remember, just moving forward, is to be joyful, but be realistic. So we all want to keep that joy in our hearts. I know this weekend I'll be feeling joy when I'm dangling off a ladder in the freezing cold, putting up my holiday lights. But at the same time, being realistic, understanding that, again, our holidays don't look the way they do on the Hallmark Channel. They don't look like all the glitter, and I love the car commercials this time of year when all these people are gifting each other these grand luxury automobiles, and I've never had a holiday that looks like that. So, a lot of times the media, they put these ideas in our head about what they're supposed to look like. And if they don't, it's okay. The holidays mean a little something to everybody, to every one of us. And, sometimes simple is a blessing.
Absolutely. I really like the movies, the holiday movies, the different movies that come on, all of us getting together in the room with the food and watching those good movies, Oh, I love it.
I just wanted to add, for all the ones who are in recovery, to safeguard their sobriety. There are many different sober clubs that's open for the holiday, many different events that's going on with other sober fellowships that's open. And it's very important that we that are in recovery to make sure that we safeguard our recovery. We do not have to do this alone. There are many people. You can call central office, and if you need someone to come and help you, be with you, support you, walk with you, take you to a meeting, all you have to do is call the AA central office, and it is open. It will be open. They have phone, they have a hotline, so that people who are in recovery do not have to stress nor be alone during the holiday. So I just wanted to plug that.
Absolutely. Thank you. That was great. So I want to thank you. I want to thank the both of you for, participating in today's Our Story, Our Healing. And, I always got to close with something, right? And a little something from the Christie Center. It says, be compassionate with yourself, right? Be compassionate and gentle with yourself as you encounter painful feelings and thoughts, right? Because we all have them. Self-compassion is important all the time, but especially now during the holidays, you all. So take that special time for self, and I look forward to seeing you all again January the 28th, and our topic of discussion will be overcoming discrimination.